Hi, I'm Rasheed Ogunlaru, coach, speaker and author, and welcome to the November issue of my Catch the Coach newsletter for success and fulfilment. Thank you so much for those of you who tune in regularly, or perhaps you're tuning in for the first time. First of all, I just want to say a big thanks to those new clients who joined with me over the last couple of months. Good to see you here for the first time. Welcome. I do a newsletter once every month. Sometimes it's video, sometimes it's written. Often it's a combination of the two. We are at the real business end of the year, aren't we? We're here in November already, and there isn't that much time before the end of the year. So the clocks have gone back. The nights, as they say, are drawing in. It's getting darker, it's getting colder and so on. And classically and traditionally, this is the time as we begin to prepare for the winter, which is just around the corner. I've decided to focus this particular issue on the issue of mindset, because your mindset is going to be so important to your progress, your happiness and your success. So much so that perhaps the first thing to flag up is that I'm running a very special web talk on soultrader.biz, the next one on the 22nd of November, 7:30 to 8:15 p.m. is all around mindset, progress and happiness. You don't need to be somebody who's running your own business to be able to enjoy this webinar, but it's going to really help you in order to develop the mindset that you need, there's resourcefulness and those management skills for yourself, your life, your career, your business, and also energy, fulfillment and life balance. So that's the first thing to flag up. So do join us then if you can. But I'm going to be also sharing a few tips here during this newsletter, but I highly recommend that. So that's on soultrader.biz, 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday the 22nd of November. Tune in, and a link to it will be below this video, so do tune in then. This month is also, just in terms of news, just very, very quickly the news before we then zoom in on our special topic, which is mindset. This month is Global Entrepreneurship Week. This month rather hosts Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is held once every year to encourage people into business, to enthuse, inform people, empower people who are either thinking about being their own boss or those people who already are. Events all around the world. You can do a search online and find out all sorts of events. Here in the UK, the British Library in London is running a whole week of events. As you know, I'm the business and life coach partner to the British Library's Business and Intellectual Property Centre. So there's a whole week of events from the 14th to the 17th of November. Sorry, 14th to the 19th of November is Global Entrepreneurship Week. So there's a whole range of events that will help you get started or take your business to the next level. And during that, on the 17th, I'm running Soul Trader, Your Life, Your Business. So I really highly obviously recommend that event, but there's a whole range of events, all of which I really recommend, which will help you, including on the final day, Startup Saturday event. For if you're thinking about, I don't know where to start, but I'm wanting to start out, there's a whole day, a special program for you that's run regularly there. So that's Global Entrepreneurship Week. Let's zoom in then, shall we, to our special topic today, which is about mindset. And I decided to major on this today because whatever it is that you're doing, whether it is that you're a point of career change, whether it is that you're running your own business, whether it is that you're just a point of thinking, what is it that I'm wanting to do next? Mindset is really important. And as we know, day to day, week to week, year to year, it's really important to feel resourceful. That word that now is also being used a lot, resilient. And also we live in a world whereby often people have got many, many different demands or challenges. There might be personal, there might be professional, there might be social, there might be friendships, there might be all sorts of things in terms of family, there might be all sorts of different things that people have going on. And so this thing around your mindset is absolutely key, because if you don't feel, well, let's zoom back actually a little bit. Mindset really houses everything, doesn't it? So many things. It's about your clarity, about where you are, where you want to go. It's the place of confidence. How do you feel? Do you feel able, or you've got the self-belief to do something? It also links to your kind of resilience. If you have a knock, do you stay down or do you feel as though you can get back up? So if I don't have that clarity, I'm not going to know where I'm going. If I don't have the confidence, I'm not going to even get up out of bed, or I'm not going to put myself forward for that job interview and so on. And so one of the things that I find I'm all the time this thing about mindset. Those people who've got the clearest, the most focused mindset, and who are aware of their skills and their own abilities, are the ones who are most likely to flourish and survive throughout their career, and all round. So it's really, really important. So I just want to pick up really on three themes here within this whole theme of mindset. The first one is peace of mind. This is really important. If you're not at peace with your mind, mind's going to be in pieces, it's going to be fractured, it's going to be sometimes pulling you here, sometimes pulling you there. So my first tip there is just to ensure that you have the time where the engine isn't running. Now, this mind, wonderful it is, sometimes many people have just got it running all of the time. Quiet time, still time, resting time. Time with no content. Time where you can be absolutely still and away from the woes and the worries. I have this saying that take a walk outside, it's far better than pacing around in your mind. So that peace of mind is absolutely key. And this theme around peace of mind ties in with my quote for the month. My quote of the month is that in order to arrive at peace of mind, you need to be at peace with the contents of your mind. So that's about just that acceptance. Okay, here's how I feel, here are the doubts, the fears, the uncertainties, and things that I'm content with, the things I'm unsure about. That means that at last you're at peace with your mind, you're not battling with your mind. So that's number one, peace of mind. And if you want more tips or tools and resources on that, my website, the shop, is really useful there. I highly recommend my talk, Space, Stillness, Silence, and Become Who You Are. They are all about that rebooting the mind so you can be still, you can be centered. So that's tip one, peace of mind. My second tip here about mindset is really around awareness. Because whether it is that you're wanting to progress in your career, whether it is that you're wanting more from your, from your business or socially or personal relationships and so on, you need to be aware. Also in terms of your just health and well-being, you need to be aware. Step one will support you actually with step two. Because the more rested you are, the more peace of mind you have, the more alert your mind is, it's sharper, it's not as tired or stressed. So awareness comes partly from us being rested, and it comes partly from us just being alert. What's going on around me? What's going on personally? What's going on in my professionally? What's going on in the organisation? Am I content? Do I feel valued? Do I feel as though I'm wanting to move forward? Maybe I'm between jobs at the moment, I'm in transition. How am I feeling right now? What's going on around me? What support do I have? What resources do I have? Because when you're alert, when you're aware, you become alert. You can begin to anticipate. You can't do that unless you have peace of mind. And you can't really anticipate or adapt if you're not aware. So step one, peace of mind. Step two, awareness. Step three, clarity and confidence. Let's deal with confidence first because it comes up a lot of the time. People approach me all the time, I don't have the confidence for this or that. Confidence is directly linked to your own consciousness and your own awareness, using that word we just did before, of your own strengths, your skills and your talents. First of all, you've got to be aware of what your strengths are, and then be mindful of the areas where you're weaker in. The people who appear to be confident are people who are aware of their strengths. And they're also probably aware of their weaknesses, but they don't get overly caught up in their weaknesses. If anything, they'll be using their strengths to build from, and they will be utilising often the strengths of other people to help them in the areas where they're weak, or to do those other things where they're not good at. Nobody is good at everything. And that ties in with, therefore, clarity. Again, this awareness of who you are, where you're at, and so on. In the webinar that I'm going to be running, the web talk I'm going to be running, Mindset, Progress and Happiness. I'm going to be going into this in a lot more detail. And I'm also going to be talking about lots of the day-to-day organisational tips of being organised and managing your life. That is absolutely key, because one of the things I notice and I observe all the time is not only how clear somebody is, how conscious somebody is of themselves and their strengths and so on, but also there's this degree of actually how organised am I. As we're at this point in the year, if you again look at it, we're in this point of toward the end of the year where traditionally we'd be preparing for the winter and storing food and so on, as everything would be happening. All these things, you know, with things would begin to, it would get darker, a bit colder, and the earth would be more hard, there's fewer crops and so on. We would be therefore storing things, so we would need to be resilient, we need to be resourceful. We would need to really kind of be aware, and that would require us therefore managing resources, managing our time, managing our energy very, very wisely. And again, the people who tend to be most effective are people who have this great mindset, but they are very, very pragmatic, and they're very organised in all aspects of their life. So I'm going to be talking about those elements of mindset also in our talk, because it's not just about being clear or confident. You also need to have the capabilities to help you move yourself forward. So do join us for that. We are heading toward the end of this newsletter, but I think my tip for this month would be about preparedness, being prepared. Are you prepared? Are you ready? And that ties in with these things: peace of mind, awareness and clarity. Are you prepared? Do you feel you're resourceful? Now that preparedness for you might be about, you know, just writing yourself a list of 2 or 3 things that are really important to you in a week. Sometimes for some people who I'm coaching them in business, it will be about them having a plan for their business. For you, it might be, okay, I just want to prepare my meals and freeze food so I've got something so it saves me time and money when I'm going to work. I want you to think about preparedness. What are the 2 or 3 things that you could put in place that would just make you more prepared? Maybe you find yourself writing the same email time and time again. You could have a draft version of that you can just tweak and then send. What is it that perhaps 1 or 2 or 3 things that you could do that would support your preparedness? So that's my challenge to you for this month. We are pretty much at the end of this newsletter. Just to flag up a couple of other events. So you know about our webinar on the 22nd of November at 7:30. I've mentioned Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is this whole week full of events up and down the country and all up and down, you know, all over the world. When the British Library running a whole host of events, including my Soul Trader event, which is run on the 17th of November, by the way, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, just follow the links and you'll find that. The one other event I want to mention, which is also good with this thing about this mindset thing, is my Networking for Success event, which many of you may know, many of you have been to, which is run monthly, again at the British Library, and it will just help you to network in a way where you are confident, clear, effective, compelling. It's about building contacts, it's about helping you build customers if you're building your own business, and it's be able to help you to communicate powerfully and effectively. So if that appeals to you, Networking for Success, the next 2 dates of that are on the 10th of November, and then it returns on the 7th of December. So I just want to thank you very much. That we're going to have one last special newsletter next month, so I'm looking forward to seeing you then. But meanwhile, have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead, month ahead, and see you next month for Catch the Coach. Take care and bye-bye.